Welcome back everybody. In this video, we will learn about use memo hook. Before going to see use memo hook, let's try to look into the functionality where I'm trying to calculate factorial of a function. If you look at this, I'll be taking a number over here. If the user tries to pass another number, factorial of a 1 is the 1. I set as the default value of the text box over here as an 1. I wanted you to concentrate on the console logs here. All right. Do you see that? On a fresh reloading, it's trying to call for the 2 times the factorial of the 1 and the factorial of a 2. This is because, the factorial logic we have written with as an recursion one. Just wanted to see how many times I'm entering into a factorial function. All right. So let's look into this again. Go back. I would like to re-render this. Click on the re-render. You see that the value, the factorial of a 1 is the 1. The previous one also was the 1 with the 1, right? I did not update my value, but still it got re-rendered. One more time, let me do with some number called 4. Do you see that it got updated? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 call. Let me redo this. Click on the re-render. Do you see that? One more time, 4, 3, 2, 1 call. But there was no change in the values which I passed over here and the value as a result. This is where use memo hook is coming to the picture. If you are dealing with an largely computational value like this, the factorial of a number or a Fibonacci of a number, this is a very smaller example which I'm trying to make you, which I'm trying to take for your better understanding. Imagine if your CPU intensive tasks cannot be done using a reactor. It almost like re-renders on every single change. We need to handle this at some point of time. At least we should handle not within the bigger CPU intensive task, this smaller intensive task at least we need to handle. So how do I do that then? There comes then use memo hook. Use memo hook, let me write the syntax over here. Firstly, syntax, it takes in two parameters. You need to import that use memo. All right, use memo. First, let me have the comments over there. Use memo, which takes in two parameters: the computational function, what you wanted to compute, along with the dependency. Just a function call, please. Right. So it invokes whenever the component renders, or it calculates the computational function and invokes the computation function, and it memoizes the value, and you can store that into some other variable called some result or something like. And dependency, whenever the dependency changes, then the new computation gets invoked. Till then it would not get invoked, right? So where we are calling the functionality here on the line 16, right? Let me comment out this line. Let's write using use memo this time. So use memo, just write use memo functionality. How do you write it? First, just call use memo hook. It gets imported. You can see my line 1 got imported with an use memo, right? Takes a two functionality. As I said, the first parameter is in computational. What I would like to call upon here, my factorial function, factorial of function, right? So use memo takes and callback. All right. On this callback, I would like to call upon factorial of functionality with the number which I'm trying to give on the text box. I'm trying to store into the number over here. So let's call upon with that of number, and the same number is my dependencies over here, right? So comma dependency is my number, same number. If the number changes, then only call upon the factorial of functionality. If the number does not change, do not call it. If you're not calling a functionality, that means you did not re-render it. All right. So let me store that into a variable over here, const some factorial. All right. I hope this makes sense. Now this factorial I'm trying to render out here. The number value of the so and so number. The factorial of so and so number is so and so value. All right. So let's save this code. Go back to our here. Let me reload for our reference. You see, it's already got reloaded. 0, 1, and 0 call, 1, 0 call first of all. So let me re-render. Do you see that? It does this, it is not re-rendering that part because it is the same value. It got memoized with an one value and also the dependency value as in 1. So if I change the number now, 4, you see that it got re-rendered 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And the value also got updated. Let me click on the re-render. It is not calling it again because of this memoization. There is no change in the value of an input. So I need not call that one. I need not re-render that. I need not call the factorial functionality and then I need not re-render it. This is how use memo is trying to help us. I hope this made sense. Let me do with another number called 6. Do you see that? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We, this we write the console log there so that you can see how many times the factorial is calling. Let me click on the re-render. If you look at there, we did not call it again. Previous one was the 4 and this one was the 6. If I do not use an use memo, it will be called for number of times and gets re-rendered. Right? There are some pitfalls you need to remember while handling with an use memo. Dependency, please. Keep dependency as minimal as possible. When you are using use memo, be mindful on the dependency array. Only include those variables that the memoized value depends on, and the avoid unnecessary dependencies that could trigger the unnecessary recalculations. All right. So whenever you wanted to use an CPU intensive tasks or expensive computations, then go with an use memo. I hope this made sense. See you in the next video.